Eric Cantu. Who is the prosecutor on Eric Cantu? All right, so they're not here yet. If you'll just have a seat and we'll call you up as soon as he comes down. They should be here shortly. All right. And are the parties ready on Eric Cantu? Have you all had a chance to discuss things?
I have not discussed it this morning, but
All right.
We messaged yesterday. We spoke about a judge who's currently being evaluated for MHC. And so he was interviewed the other day, and I think it's 2 to 3 weeks to a decision. So that's kind of where we're at. This was reset for a discovery.
Oh, Mr. Cantu, come forward. All right, so where are we on? Let's start with where we are now.
Discovery compliance.
Yes. So where are we on discovery?
I think I've finally been able to look at everything, and I think we have the discovery for this case, Judge.
And state, were you able to tender an offer?
no, I haven't discussed it with them this morning yet.
All right, do y'all need to discuss offers?
Well, I think right now, Judge, while we're still waiting for the MHC to come to a conclusion, I think that's the ideal if we're able to achieve that.
Well, here's my question. Mental health court, doesn't the prosecutor's office have to sign off on that?
Judge.
So
But
have they said they're going to sign off on that? Because otherwise, what is the point?
I don't think they've received the mental health evaluation.
Well, we've never discussed authorizing that at all, John.
All right.
I have not discussed that with defense. I mean, he mentioned it, but it has not been sent by the prosecution to that.
Oh. Because if the state is not going to agree to a treatment court, a mental health court, then wills are being spun. So if y'all would step back and state if you want to tender an offer to the defense,
Yes, sir.
and then I'll call you all back up and I'll give you your another court date or a plea deadline.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, David Lynn, has he been brought out or is he here in court?
He's in court.
All right, Mr. Lynn, come forward. All right, and counsel, you're on this side.
Oh, okay.
Sir, please
Yes.
move this closer to your counsel. Thank you.
Thank you, Norma. Oh, James Seeloff.
James Seeloff for the defense.
All right, the court
Seeloff.
is calling 2024 CR 5072, State of Texas versus David Michael Lynn. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Perry Sadelman.
defense?
James Seeloff.
And are you Mr. Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of guilty on June 27th. And according to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 14 months in the state jail facility. The state opposes your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, I have.
All right, any objections?
No objections.
All right.
Although he does say that he can live with his parents as opposed to being homeless.
Okay.
Is that correct? Yes.
All right, so the state is opposed to your application. Any witnesses, defense?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Your Honor, my client has never been on felony probation, and he's never had the theft course. And I asked the court to take a look at the office itself and what was stolen. He was homeless at the time, and currently he says that he can live with his parents. And I asked the court respectfully to consider probation.
All right.
In
And,
this circumstance, do you have anything, David?
Well, yeah.
oh, just 1 second. Counsel, could you have another trial court certification filled out for me, please?
Another one?
Yes.
Okay.
It is on the box. Because this one is dated June 27th, and I think it's because the court thought that we were proceeding with sentencing at that time.
Okay.
And then after you sign that, the court will hear testimony from you, Mr. Lynn.
All right.
this document says is that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right to appeal if she follows the plea bargain. Okay? Which is not one of them. Need your signature there. Here you go, Your Honor.
Counsel. All right, Mr. Lynn, if you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Lynn.
All right, counsel, would you wish for your client just to talk to the court, or do you have questions?
No, I would like my client to address the court.
Yeah, I'm just living in my parents' house. I'll be taking care of them. My mom has dementia and my dad can barely walk. So I'm kind of like their caretaker.
All right, when people are on probation in this court, I don't allow them to be home health care
Oh,
providers.
no, I'm not getting paid for it. I go over there and help them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why were you not doing this before you picked up these new cases?
I've been going over there.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the court's concern. Looking at your criminal history, you have a criminal trespass. You were placed on deferred adjudication. The motion was withdrawn after a motion to revoke was filed and the case was dismissed. Then you had a theft case in 1995. You were granted 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed, then withdrawn. Case was closed. In 1996, you had a driving while intoxicated case. You were given 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed. Probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Barrera County Jail. Then in 1997, you had assault, bodily injury, married. You were given deferred adjudication. A motion to adjudicate guilt was filed. You were revoked, sentenced to 6 months. In 1997, you had a driving while license suspended. Your probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 52 days in the Barrera County Jail. And then also in 1997, you had another driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Barrera County Jail. November 1997, driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Barrera County Jail. July 1999, driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were given probation for a year. Motion to revoke was filed. You were sentenced to 6 months in the Barrera County Jail. 2003, you had a theft, $5,500. You were sentenced to 90 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2006, you had a theft, $50 to $500. You were sentenced to 45 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2007, you have a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2007, you had a criminal trespass to habitation or shelter. You were sentenced to 75 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2023, you had a criminal trespass to private property. You were sentenced to 26 days in the Barrera County Jail. 2007, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2008, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. And a motion to revoke was filed, and you were continuing on probation. And then you were revoked and sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2010, you had a theft, $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 8 months in the state jail facility. 2012, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 10 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense instead of that. 2014, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 4 months in the state jail facility and given a judgment satisfied under 1244. 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. August 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense. 2023, you had a theft under $2,500 enhanced. You were convicted of another offense. And then now we have your current offense. Then out of county in Guadalupe County, you have a theft of property. You were sentenced to 60 days. You had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 127 days in New Braunfels. Then in 2007, you had a reckless driving. You were sentenced to 20 days. Then in Travis County, you had a theft, $1,500, 2 or more previous convictions, and you were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. So the question becomes, why do you not stop stealing?
Because I had a gambling problem.
All right. Is there anything else?
So,
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will deny your application. The court will sentence you to 14 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you review the document entitled
hold on.
Court Certification of Defendant's
Ma'am,
Rights to
we're-
Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
When me and him were on
Because
the,
this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not
I
have the
told
court's
my attorney I
permission to
wanted to
appeal.
fire him.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Good luck to you.
Ma'am,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you. Thanks for landing the plane.
all right. Have a good one, Mr. Seeloff.
Thank you.
All right, counsel, on this case was an offer tender?
It was, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, please whisper.
Email, come here.
All right. So, Mr. Cantu, my understanding an offer has been tendered in this court. What I do is when an offer is tendered, I then set it for a plea deadline date. And then after that date, you either have accepted the offer or you all come to an agreement or not. If you don't come to an agreement, then your next setting will be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes.
And counsel, you said that you were having him interviewed for mental health court?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so when is that complete?
It's actually the mental health court's going to send an evaluation to the state, and I think they have to make the call within, I think it's like 2 to 3 weeks is what they're thinking, but the state's also made an offer separate apart from that I'll be speaking to my client about.
Okay, so,
You guys put an email.
oh no, I've seen the email. Yes, thank you. So then what we will do, how old are you, sir?
19.
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this in a month for a plea deadline date.
Norma, I'll be in a CSA trial August 19th week. So possible. Should work.
All right, what date?
August 25th.
All right, so August 26th is going to be your plea deadline date. And counsel, if you sign a discovery acknowledgement before you leave. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, sir.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, you're welcome. All right, Mr. Allen, if you'll unmute and start video. Ah, here he is. All right, unmute, Mr. Allen. All right, if you have a computer, if you'll hold down the space bar, it's the longest bar on the computer. All right, are you able to hear us? Oh,
You keep letting the space bar go. You probably need to-
All right, if you will keep the space bar pressed down, please.
There it
All
is.
right, are you able to hear us? All right. All right, so state,
Council approached the state today. I guess they believe, or they're in the process of procuring additional discovery that they would like to turn over to the state. And that is the latest update we have now.
all right, because where are we going on this case? And the reason why I asked that is because if this is going to be a trial, then because of his weight, there's no way for us to get him to the courtroom. So we would probably have to do a jury selection and go to the hospital.
Okay, I mean, we can take it when it comes, Your Honor. I know they want to procure additional discovery on their own end, and then we can set up for a final, and the state is trying to re-review things and just do things in the best interest of justice here.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, just so you know, you granted my request for an investigator,
Mhm.
but between the jail and the hospital, there's a lot of roadblocks preventing her from obtaining the information that we need.
Well, why don't you just have her zoom in and y'all can go and talk to Mr. Allen in a breakout room.
I don't have access to her at this moment, but she's working on it, and I anticipate she's very good, and she'll
Well,
get
is
these,
this
and she will get.
information that she needs from Mr. Allen?
She needs signatures to get releases for his records and his property at the jail.
All right, that can be done by Adobe sign.
I'll let her know. Needs to be notarized. But I'll text her that. I'm in contact with her. In fact, I talked with her.
What hospital is your client?
I believe he's at university. Is that right,
All
Mr.
right.
Allen?
Yes,
Oh, is there an officer there with you?
and she will, you want to call it back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Huh? Yeah, I need you to, she needs to talk to her.
And we'll see if we can't expedite the,
That'll be good.
oh, sorry. It's a Monday, rolled into a Friday Eve. So we'll see if we can't get this signed quickly.
Just so the court
You need to talk to you. Right when you
on
want.
vacation Monday.
Yeah.
And I'll be returning.
All right, officer?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, I wanted to know, is there any way for us to send a document for Mr. Allen to sign?
You can send it to my county email and I can.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can be sent to my county email, which I can put out for him.
I just lost you.
I'm sorry.
Ah, there you are, that's better.
Okay, I guess it's really bad signal. I apologize. I can print it. If somebody sends me something to my county email, I can print it out and have him sign it.
All right, let me ask you, is there any way you can send me your email address in the chat box? And then I will
Yes, ma'am.
give it to the defense attorney so that they can get that document to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And is there a way for that document to get notarized there?
Yes,
Well-
we can notarize one here if you need it.
Good.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so we need a new date. Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this.
I return the week of the 16th of September. I will be out of the country
All right, when do you leave?
Monday.
All right, so we'll come back on, defense counsel is going to be out of the country. So I'm giving you all your plea deadline date, and your plea deadline date is going to be And you say you would be September 16th?
I return on the 16th.
All right.
Obviously,
Usually people
things
need a
have-
little rest.
Everything is, piling up. Oh, you're gonna be back on the 16th. Oh, we'll put it on the 16th. Oh, we'll put it on the 17th.
All right. So Norma, recall this for the 19th of September.
Judge, I have a seminar that day.
All right, Norma, recall this for the 17th. So we'll be back on September 17th. Thank you, officer.
Yes. Was there anything else you need from us?
No, that's all. Let me just write down your email address and give it to defense counsel.
Yes, ma'am. And if possible in that email.
That means I'll have one day when I get back to.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Judge, we put him on Zoom again.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And this is her email.
Thank you.
And
I'll get
Norma,
that to my
I will
investigator.
Give you her email as well.
Yes.
And I have one other matter this morning.
You're welcome.
Moreno?
All right, Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez. Come down.
It's up in front. It's around. Here. Here on the blue.
All right, so what are we here for?
Your Honor, this was a deferred adjudication. A motion to revoke her probation was filed, and it was on a deferred adjudication, Your Honor, is what she led to in this matter. And for some reason, it was set as a no bond hold. For deferred adjudications, according to case law ex parte.
All right, so let me ask you something. Are you brand new as a defense attorney?
I'm new to your courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So here's the thing. Have you conferred with the state on a bond amount?
I let them know yesterday. They were going to ask for, I think, double the amount
All
that
right,
was
so
set
if
up.
you'll confer with them and have them come forward, and then I'll take up your matter.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, just have a seat. We'll come up with you. Who's here on Amanda Alcazar?
That's me, Rob.
All right. Come forward.
Still trying to confer with the prosecutor, but everyone keeps cutting in front of me, so.
All right. So did you put your file down?
Did I put?
Did you put the file down on the
It's
table?
an MTR, yes, Your Honor.
All
It's
right.
not a file, but it's a, yes,
No, I mean, did you sit it on their desk?
yes.
All right, so attorneys, excuse me, defense attorneys. People keep cutting in front of him. He put his file down, and defense attorneys, you keep cutting in front of him. Y'all need to stop cutting in front of him. So he said his file has been there, but everybody keeps jumping in front of him. So let's be kind to each other. And I had already said, COVID is out there. The bubonic plague has made a comeback. If y'all would just put your file down and have a seat so that the state can call them in the order of appearance. Thank you.
Keep up alive, Judge.
The only other consideration is, my trial is starting testimony this morning at 10 a.m. in County Court
Just go
13.
there. Stay. If y'all will talk to him on Amanda Alcazar, please. He has a jury trial that he has to get to.
I did text message. Yeah, I got that juice in.
All right, are you ready on Alcazar?
No, Judge. I mean, am I ready? I'm ready to tell you what I think should happen, but apparently I have their own opinions.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Deandra Dubriel. Oh, no. Hi. Good morning. Why were you late?
Because I was waiting for the lawyer to call me because I haven't talked to him, but I just got a text from him that said he
Now, here's the
rescheduled
thing.
court.
Court, is inside the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not outside.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to be inside the courtroom at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, what can end up happening is a warrant can be issued for your arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll be taken into custody, and then they will make sure you're on time because they'll bring you over from the Bear County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're gonna recall your case. Norma, recall this for August 1st.
Yes.
All right, we'll recall it for August 1st. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Do I tell him or do y'all tell him?
Oh, he'll get noticed.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll just sign it with her.
Yes.
You can have a seat and I'll call you up in just a few minutes.
Who's here on Samuel Bach? And where is your client?
Right there, Your
Come
Honor.
forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. So where are we on this case?
Judge, so we subpoenaed the toxicology paperwork and all the testing paperwork from the ME's office. They did provide that last night, so I did check this morning. It is uploaded to e-discovery. I just don't know. I know it takes a minute for defense to get it on their end.
So I was unaware that it had been tendered. When I got here today, I was asking kind of the status. I have not seen it. And also, even once I do see it, I will probably need to have an expert look at some of it to make sure like what it's telling me.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
recall this for August, I'm sorry, not August. Wait a minute. Yes, Norma, recall this for August 26th.
This is Bob.
Yes, this is Bach.
Just give me 2 seconds.
And whatever you all need, if y'all need to have an expert, then that needs to be done before that date where you have an expert.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Number, what page is he on?
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Alcazar, come down. And then Munoz, did you ask for I-King to be brought out?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
All right. Deputy Lawyer, if you can make sure I-King comes out.
Please, already in the box.
Oh, he is? Ah, okay. I can't see around the attorneys. All right, are you all ready to proceed?
Judge, we're gonna ask for a little bit more time just because there is a new number one. State hasn't had a chance to look at it. We just want to make sure just before we proceed, just that defense is telling us that there are issues with the case. I believe defense counsel is just actually just looking and us to verify.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can give me a contested hearing date.
And Judge, sooner rather than later, I don't think it's gonna take time to figure out.
All right, so Norma, you all want to come back next week?
Yes, ma'am, that works for me.
I am on vacation until Friday the 2nd, so I'm more than happy to be here. That would be as soon as possible for me.
All right, so you're out after today?
I'll be here tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
Uh,
You said it's next Monday
no,
through
see,
Thursday.
you're out to, when do you leave?
It would be Monday. I'm out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
All right, so you want to come back Thursday, August 1st?
Sure.
All right, Norma, we'll recall this for August 1st. We'll have you brought back on August 1st. All right. Thank
Mr.
you.
Attorney, can you give me your name?
Sure. Andrew Freilich. It's
Freilich.
F is in Frank, R is in L-I-S.
Oh, set.
I'll do that right on that.
I'll be here all day.
I-King?
Your Honor.
Yes.
I apologize for interrupting, but may I approve?
Yes.
Didn't realize you were going to get into another case so quickly.
No problem.
Judge, this prosecutor just cut me in line.
And I'm okay with that.
Welcome to replay, to retake your place. if
All
you
right.
can.
This case, which court is it out of?
13,
All right.
not Judge Help, Judge
Okay.
Speedland Gonzalez.
Okay.
I read your email, Your Honor.
All right, well, I don't know if you may want to take that to her as well.
Fair enough, Your Honor.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, Judge, you want me to walk it down to her?
Mhm. All right, I'm sorry. Let me find your case.
Of course, Judge.
Thank you. After I King, it's going to be Jordan Davis. Then it will be Elena Barrera, Roy Vidalis, Sarah Rodriguez. And whenever you all are ready on Jordan Estrada, let me know. All right, so we're court is calling 2024 CR 0071338, State of Texas versus I King Scott. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
That's done for the state.
Defense?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. I King Scott.
All right, and you're Mr. I King Scott?
Yes.
All right, this came back because you informed the court that you are only entering a plea because you cannot bond out of jail. I don't want anyone to enter into pleas because they can't bond out. My understanding is there were some, I believe you feel as though it's exculpatory, Mr. King, Mr. I King Scott. So is the complainant here?
No, I don't believe so. State, do you believe? No, Judge. I did have a more in-depth conversation with my clients regarding some of the evidence that the state has, things of that nature. In light of that, and because of that, Judge, he wants to go ahead and proceed with today's proceedings.
All right, Mr. Scott, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
I King Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, do you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes.
Do you understand if you want a bond reduction, that your attorney could file a motion for a bond reduction, the court would hear it and make a determination of whether your bond should be reduced or not?
Yes.
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
I still wish to proceed.
All right, as previously stated, the court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, with the certain caveat, if I can make a request.
Yes.
I know that TAP may be ordered with him in custody as a condition of his probation, Judge. And I know that the Honorable Court and the judge has the Offense report and has some history as regards to Mr. Scott. There's been nothing indicative of him using any drugs. I asked him about any drug usage in the past. He's denied all drug usage. For this reasons, if the court, upon sentencing, is going to consider a TAP evaluation out of abundance of caution, we ask that that be done out of custody, Judge. I think there are some people that really need the TAP evaluation. There's nothing indicating that he is in absolute need of that now, Judge. And I don't want to take away from someone more deserving of a TAP and getting help that actually needs it. And it's been indicative of them needing help. Mr. Scott has denied all use. And in sentencing, if the judge wants to word out on that or wants some more information on that, I'm sure he'd be glad to present that. But I just wanted to note that for the court in advance of sentencing.
All right, State, in reviewing the police report and the stipulations, I don't see anything in the police report or stipulations to suggest that alcohol or drugs were involved. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. King, have you ever used any type of narcotics?
No.
Marijuana?
Yes, in the past.
Okay. Alcohol?
I haven't drunk in 8 years.
All right. Why not?
I just quit.
Why did you quit? Was it causing issues?
No, I just stopped.
All right. Do you have any family here in San Antonio?
I have a daughter.
And what is her age?
She's 21.
All right. If you're released, do you have a place to stay?
Yes.
Where? And when I say where, I should say, who would you be staying with?
With myself.
All right.
I have my own apartment.
All right. And that apartment is still available?
Yes.
All right. Anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
All right. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Lauren Briones. The BIP course. How far did you go in school?
Some college. I have a degree in business administration. I'm certified as a massage therapist. I do construction work, so I have some
So
license.
when's the last time you've been a massage therapist?
I've been here eight years ago.
Okay.
That's about the same time.
So when's the last time you had full-time employment?
I've always been employed. I said out here, I take care of myself, so I'm always employed.
Okay.
I have a job. As soon as I leave out, I just call my boss and I'm working back.
All right.
Construction.
All right, I'll do 100 hours of community service restitution. You can pay that off if you like. It'll be at $7.25 per hour. I always suggest the San Antonio Food Bank because they usually have a shortage. So if you want to do that, you can.
Okay.
And I'm going to order $50 to the Family Violence Center. And I can only order $50, but I tell you what, if you do not want to pay the $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank, if you donate another $50 to the Family Violence Center, I'll deem your community service hours satisfied. So that's completely up to you. Legally, I'm only able to order what I've ordered, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where
There's going to be field visits one time per month for 3 months. Then at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, I just want to, where do I show my proof of employment at?
Oh, probation is going to go over conditions with you,
Okay.
and they'll let you know where you need to be.
Okay.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, Mr. Scott. Whatever brought you to the place that brought you to this court and caused you to be here, you need to start looking internally and change. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be back before me on a motion to review. You understand?
Yes.
It's probably best that you not involve yourself in any other relationships until you work on you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. They're telling me, your counsel has told me that you don't have an alcohol or drug issue, which we do have limited resources, so I don't want to take up an officer's time to do a tap if that's the case. However, if you see yourself getting ready to use, pick up the phone, call your probation officer and let them know, and they're going to try to help you. You understand?
Yes.
But if you don't let them know, can't help you.
I understand.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Happy Friday's Eve, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Jordan Davis. Okay. All right, so where are we on this case?
We did receive an offer, today on the case, and I need time to confer with my client to review that.
All right. How old are you, sir?
25.
25?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can set this for a plea deadline date, the third week in August, please.
Your Honor, I will be here on the August 26th as on another case. Is it possible to get that date?
That is too far out.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I was just trying to.
No problem. No, I understand.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. What date?
I can do August 19th.
We can do August 19th, or either we can do it sooner.
It is, yeah, I just need to come in probably the week before. Are Fridays available or no?
No. Because you.
Then the 15th, August 15th.
August 15th?
Please.
Ms. Ferguson, if you could move it to August 15th.
Yes.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And counsel, if you could sign the acknowledgement of discovery, state on Jordan Davis, if you could fill out the acknowledgement of discovery. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a seat. I'll get the reset for you.
All right, Elena Barrera.
I'm sorry.
Vashon, this is an application. All right, Ms. Barrera. Yes. We can't do crop tops in court, you understand? So next time when you appear in court before another judge, if you do, hopefully that won't be the case, unless you're coming to ask for early termination, make sure your top is longer, okay? Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007116, State of Texas versus Elena Barrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
Doug Campbell for Miss Barrera.
Are you Ms. Barrera?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Barrera, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Barrera, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court changing that?
No, Judge.
There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, it did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, and the DLEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor. No objection.
State you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, it did.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client really wants to get this behind her, and she hopes that the court follows the agreement we have with the state.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
I have 4 children. 3 of them don't live at home, but one's 12. It's 13 and 26.
All right. And who does 12-year-old live with?
With me and my husband.
Since when?
Since birth.
All right. So what are you doing with cocaine on you?
I have no memory how any of that transpired. I hadn't been in any kind of trouble. I went to go read it with a friend, and I had one drink. I remember having 2 or 3 sips out of it, and then I don't remember anything else. And I woke up and I came back, and I was in jail. So I have no idea.
All right. So have you ever used cocaine before?
When I was 20 or 19 or something, like one time.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So here's the thing. You're going to be drug tested today.
Okay.
And what are the results going to be? And here's the thing. Just be honest with me. I'm inclined to grant your application. I'm trying to figure out what services you need so you won't end up doing 2 years at the state jail facility, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So when you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today.
It's going to be marijuana and alcohol. And I don't think it's a coke, but
So marijuana, alcohol, potentially cocaine.
Yeah, because it was around the house. And that's why my husband, we're moving, so we're moving to get away from the people that have this.
No. Why is cocaine around your house?
I thought we were moving, like it's not my, okay, I'm sorry, it's not my.
No. Why is cocaine around your house?
Judge, I think she was saying she's moving, and the people that she lives with have the cocaine. That's why they're moving.
So, but why would she be positive for cocaine unless she's on the manufacturing line, potentially? I don't understand why she would test positive for cocaine.
I just thought that the tool said that it comes out of people's pores, and if you touch something, then you get it too. That's why I heard on.
So have you been touching people?
I'm just like, we live in the same place, so I was just thinking it may,
Are you trying to say that you might have a contact?
yeah, something that's because I've been around it.
All right, so it is 10:16 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you be positive for alcohol? It's morning time.
So I drank yesterday.
All right. And then the marijuana? Why would you be positive for marijuana?
Because I was in your system for like 3 weeks, right? 3 months or something.
So you have a 12-year-old and you're using marijuana. You're around people who have alcohol, who have cocaine just laying around an apartment. I don't understand why you have a 12-year-old living in that situation.
That's why we're moving. I mean, like, I'm disabled. I want to get a disability check. So like, And if he got a better job, so now we are able to get our own place away from all this other stuff so that we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Okay, at the end of the day, honestly, and I will tell you, your attorney has done child protective services cases. I don't understand why child protective services is not involved in your life when you're at Circle K and the officer is called out because they say you're causing a disturbance at Circle K and you had a previous criminal trespass there. And that officer tells you, you know what? Let me know where you need a ride. I'll give you a ride to that location so there won't be any problems. And you said, nope, I'm not taking a ride with you. And so he's getting ready to leave and you go right back to Circle K causing issues. And this is not the first time you had a criminal trespass with the Circle K.
Actually, it is. But I know.
No, I mean, it's not.
Well,
According to the report. All right. I don't know why Child Protective Services is not involved in her life. Child Protective Services should be involved in her life because marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, 12-year-old around marijuana, alcohol, cocaine does not mix. So I'm going to do what I can do to protect the child and hopefully set conditions for her where she will be successful. And I'm going to give you these conditions. And if you miss any of these appointments, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? Are you employed?
no,
How do you support yourself?
I get disability
Disability for what?
for bipolar disorder.
All right. Okay. It's ADHD and bipolar. That's what people always get disability for. So how long have you been diagnosed with bipolar?
Since I was 25.
Okay. And has your 12-year-old been diagnosed with anything?
I mean, he's got ADHD, but there's no, they say.
And is she getting SSI for her ADHD?
No.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow all recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she'll go into inpatient treatment. There's going to be 180 sober meetings in 180 days. Probation, sorry, I'm going to need you to do Child Protective Services job or help them with their job. I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation is you can let them know. She says there's a 12-year-old at the home, and to make sure they check on the 12-year-old. Probation, is there anything else she needs? All right, thank you. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person and the UA hotline until further notice. And there's to be no contact with Circle K. Let's see where this is located. At 5494 Babcock Road. 78240. Probation, is there anything else?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Woman.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Oh, say this.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Probation, if you can make sure that she gets a UA no later than tomorrow. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, you need to let probation know. Do not come at them with this "I don't remember" thing. If you're going to use, pick up the phone, call probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I think you should know that a 12-year-old should not be living in the situation that you have that 12-year-old living in. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Sarah Rodriguez. Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez.
You're on that, Judge.
All right, you want to set a bond?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what we're asking for.
Okay. All right, where's the you're on this side, counsel. Okay. Just let me know which case it is. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 10123, State of Texas versus Sarah Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Leo Gonzalez for Sarah Rodriguez.
And are you Sarah Rodriguez?
Yes.
All right, this is a request for a bond. And Jason Gerhan?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, for the state?
Yes.
All right, is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor, sorry, different attorney for.
I'm sorry, it's too loud.
All right, everyone. Y'all need to whisper. We're on the record.
Sorry, Judge, I didn't realize that was this case, but I think the previous bond was at 5,000. She has a new alleged number one of her NTR, so the state would be recommending a $10,000 bond on this NTR.
All right, and what is the alleged number one?
It's a DWI, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, and defense?
And Your Honor, she's made a bond on that case. It was set at $1,000. She made the bond. That is the only allegation on this MTR. She has been on probation for a year already. So we're asking if the court would consider setting the bond at $1,000. That's what her family can currently make. We do understand that it's a new violation. However, we don't have any information on the specifics of that case.
All right, and the original bond in this case was set at what?
5,000.
5,000. All right. I'll set the bond at $5,000. And I'm going to order 120 sober meetings and 120 days as a condition of bond. And Norma, on this case, can you give me a contested date, please?
I can do August 12th.
All right, your contested hearing will be August 12th. All right, thank you. All right, Umberto Cazares. Last case, what page is that on?
Which one is it?
The last case,
Page 15.
page 15.
Rodriguez.
Yes, and what date did we give it?
August 12th.
All right, thank you. Got it. All right,
Morning, Judge.
good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. Oh, so counsel, did you introduce yourself to the court reporter?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Oh, today, right now? I'm sorry, Jerry at the gym with the interpreter.
Yeah, no. All right, so today is the plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge, the state just tendered some recordings from the jail judge. We have an offer from the state that we probably gonna accept it, but I just want to, it's gonna be the one for recommendation for probation or not recommendation.
I mean, just.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just need to review this, all the recordings, Judge. I just need a couple of days on this.
All right, and has he already spoken to an immigration attorney, or are you acting in that position?
Excuse me?
Has he already spoken to an immigration attorney?
I believe he had one, Judge. I don't know if he's still dealing with one or not.
All right. Has the immigration attorney given him advice on what a plea in this case would mean for his immigration status?
No, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Cazares, do you have an immigration attorney?
No.
All right. And are you going to act as his immigration attorney or no?
I can, Judge. I do deal in immigration matters, so I can do it.
All right. So, how much time are you asking for, counsel?
Just a couple of days, Judge, or a week. That's it. I just need to review these recordings.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you call this back for a disposition the first week in August?
I can do, August 6th.
All right, we'll be back on August 6th.
That's fine.
That will be your plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay. Jordan Estrada. Hello, Mr. Estrada. Maria, this is Ted Wood. You're on this side.
Thanks, Judge. Appreciate it.
Wood. All right. So where are we on this case?
Judge, the 90 days has run. He's still not been indicted.
Okay.
I'm asking for a personal bond in the amount of $100.
All right. So, counsel, have you filed a motion?
Judge, I have a copy right here. It's
Okay.
printed on both sides. I'm happy to give it to you.
That's fine. Let me see if I can find it here. Just one second. What's the state on Jordan Estrada?
So,
No, Judge, but I will be.
All right. Have you talked to Mr. Garahan?
no, Judge, I have not.
All right. So he says it's been 90 days and his client still hasn't been indicted.
Okay.
All right. Court is calling night mag number 738855, State of Texas versus Jordan Edward Estrada. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett.
Defense.
Ted Wood representing Mr. Estrada.
Are you Mr. Estrada?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense has filed a motion requesting a PR bond. And actually, counsel, it's a bond he can make. So you want to call your client as for testimony with regards to the amount that he can make?
Well, Judge, I requested a personal bond. And right now, Mr. Estrada's homeless.
All right. If you want to call him as a witness for those
Sure, Judge.
limited
No problem.
purposes.
No problem.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jordan Edward Estrada.
All right, defense.
Oh, yes. Do you have a home right now, Mr. Estrada?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Do you have a job right now?
Currently when I get back out there,
What kind of job do you have?
just busting tables, working at a steakhouse.
Do you have a steakhouse where you have regular employment?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make?
I can make 300 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, sir. No more questions, Judge, thank you.
All right, any follow-up questions?
Judge, I'm sorry, what was the charge?
It is possession, 1 gram to 4 grams.
Okay. Well, I would just like to know his previous history.
Okay.
Can I step back and
Yes.
look that up? Okay.
So while the state is doing that, I have a few questions for you. Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
Psychosis,
Okay.
ADHD.
Do you have any family here?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's here for support?
We'll call it my grandfather, my sister, my tia.
And where is your mom and dad?
My mom, CPS. I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just give me one moment.
Judge, just for the court's edification, on the first page of the motion, I mistyped and put 50,000. It was 5,000.
All right.
It's operator error, Judge, is all it is. I'm not trying to pull one over on the court.
All right, so where we left off, you were saying that you have your grandfather, your sister, and your tia,
Yes, ma'am. My aunt.
and do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you ever been placed on any type of medication for mental health issues?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you remember the medications?
Close to the ones I'm getting here in the county. Close to, yeah. I have records at the state hospital. Yes.
Okay. And how long were you at the state hospital?
Like I said, I was there. I was there 5 months ago when I was out. I was in state hospital 5 months ago.
All right, and do you have any history of drug use? I see that this case is possession, 1 to 4 grams. I'm going to accept that as true, but I'm trying to figure out what conditions to set as a bond for you. So have you ever used any type of narcotics?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what would that be?
Marijuana.
Okay.
Tobacco.
I'm sorry, tobacco.
Yeah.
What else?
Cocaine. Meth. That's it.
Okay. Any questions, State?
Yes, just a couple, you know, sir, Mr. Estrada, you did actually, you received a PR bond on this case previously, back in, it looks like you were released back on November 22nd, 2023 on a PR bond. Is that correct? Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened was that you had 3 different violations for non-reporting, and then a warrant was issued, and your bond was increased to $5,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so at this current time, you're saying you can't make the $5,000 bonds?
No, sir. I was at that time, during that time, I had lost that paper, but you know, you get out downstairs, I lost that paper, and I had to call that number. I had lost it, and during that time when I got out, I had went straight to the state hospital.
All right, thank you, sir. What's the question, Joe?
And in your honor, during that time when I was at the state hospital, you know how they screen you,
Yes.
like police officer for, like, you know what I mean, a type sheriff or whatever like that can you know what I mean, if I was under any you know what I mean, warrant, you know what I mean, I would have got picked up from over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but during that 5 months, you know what I mean, nothing happened, and I got released from the state hospital, and I was at the park, you know what I mean, a park ranger wanted to, you know what I mean, see if I had any warrants, and I said, yeah, I didn't have nothing on me, but he said I had a warrant for that charge.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Judge, depending on the actual factual disposition of this case, when the time comes, if and when indictment is returned, I'll be counseling Mr. Estrada to seek a referral to the dual diagnosis docket. I think he's an excellent candidate.
Okay. All right, State.
The state's not opposed to reducing the bond, Your Honor, to the original amount of $3,000.
Okay.
Judge, he can't make $3,000. I'm asking for a personal bond and for the fees to be waived.
All right. This is what the court will do. The court will set your bond at $3,000, grant your PR bond, waive fees.
Thank you, Judge.
There's to be GPS, and that will be through the Bexar County Jail, and that will be partial GPS for employment only. Waive fees. There's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services, and there will be random UAs, waive fees. And you're going to do sober support meetings. 90 and 90 days. Is there anything else?
Nothing, sir.
Does community supervision have a list that they can give him for the meetings? Just, does it
They
come
will
from
get
somewhere?
them at the jail.
Great, fantastic.
Well, I'm sorry, not necessarily at the jail. The pretrial services officer will give him that.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Estrada, you need to make sure that you stay in contact with your pretrial services officer. Otherwise, another warrant is going to be issued and you're going to be right back here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. And State, do you have any idea when the labs will be ready on this?
Good. It's a PG1. Lab should be had. I think it might be an issue, honestly.
Okay, Odyssey rears its head again.
Yes, you're honest.
All right. All right, thank you.
Can I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Take it easy.
All right, who's here on Roland Miller?
I am not.
All right, was an offer tendered?
An offer was tendered, Your Honor. Actually, the state is reviewing that offer again. We're looking at providing some mitigation to the state. So we can just get another reset date for a plea deadline.
All right, how old are you, sir?
38.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can reset this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please.
Leo Gonzalez.
August
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll be back on August 15th, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who is here on Patrick Goldberg?
She is on Zoom, Judge.
Oh.
What case do you need to approach on? Sorry.
Yeah, for occupation, but he told me to believe
This is not an occupational license. This is a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was.
Okay. You're next in line.
All right, Patrick Goldberg. All right, could I have the state, please?
Andrew Harris, Cinema.
Go ahead.
And Mr. Goldberg, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 11061, State of Texas versus Patrick Goldberg. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Cinema.
Defense.
Marissa Giovanco for Mr. Goldberg.
All right, so excuse me. If you all cannot talk behind the court reporter, if you all will move it to that end. And everyone else, if you all would find a seat and have a seat. All right, and are you Mr. Goldberg?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
All right, we are here today for a motion for, an oral motion for new trial. Any objections, state to the defense's request for a new trial?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Goldberg, where are you currently?
I am Grand Haven, Michigan.
Any objections, state to the defense attorney and Mr. Goldberg appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So it's the court's understanding, defense, that you all have reached a plea bargain agreement with the state?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. And Mr. Goldberg, have you previously reviewed all documents with your attorney, and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood that you had a right for a jury trial, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you still wish to go forward with the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what is going to be your plea? Is it still going to be no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As previously stated, the court is finding that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt. The court will sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution of $3,506.81 to Tamia Goldberg. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. A transfer to Ottawa County, Michigan. 80 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no contact with Tanya Goldberg. There's to be field visits 1 time per month for 2 months, if Michigan is able to do those visits. There's going to be a finance class. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge.
Mr. Goldberg, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Again, we're off the record. If there's anything that you need from probation, please let them know. If you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
I do, yes, ma'am.
All right, probation, do you need to speak with Mr. Goldberg?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Then you all are excused.
And Judge, briefly, I know we have Avery Anderson on your docket as well. I am in Kerrville. I will be there as soon as I can unless we can get a reset because we just got hired.
All right, we'll wait for you.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you.
And Patrick, we'll give you a call.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, where are we on this case?
Morning, Judge. This morning I spoke with the state. We've got an offer in the file. I think this is our first trial setting. I'd just like a little bit of time to go over it with Mr. Montes, have him review just a few more things before we make our decision on whether or not he's going to accept it. And so I just asked the court if we could get a little bit of time to do that.
All right, Mr. Montes, how old are you?
34.
34. Ms. Ferguson, on Montes, can you set this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date?
August 15th.
All right, we'll be back on August 15th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who is here on Kevin Jones?
I am, Judge. This is not on the docket. Mr. Jones is present.
All right, what are you?
So it's an MTR, Judge. I conferred with probation and the state. I'm asking to set this for a contested hearing. 1, so that we can look at different options. 2, so I can get all the discovery. There's a new number 1. It's a misdemeanor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a contested hearing date on Kevin Jones.
August 12th.
All right, we'll come back on August 12th for your contested hearing.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
See you later. We'll talk.
Nora, what page is he on?
Page 15.
All right, thank you.